Well, temperatures for most of us were in the 40s, even a few low 50s this afternoon. We touched the 50-degree mark, so just a little bit above average. It'll be a while before we get back to those levels. 45 currently, westerly winds. We've had one front come through. The cold air kind of lags behind, but it won't be far along before it moves in. 38, the current number at the Valley Airport in Weir's Cave, touching 46 this afternoon, and the air mass continue to be quite dry with those dew points down in the teens and single digits. So right now those numbers falling back from those highs into the 30s and generally into the low to mid 40s at this hour. The wind will be picking up tonight. We'll notice an increase generally as the wind shifts direction out of the north. So we could have some gusts topping over 20 miles an hour. You combine that with falling temperatures and yeah, it's going to be cold. So we've got cold weather alerts mainly because by morning we're going to have some wind chills that'll be basically either side of zero. So single digits and teens is where we're headed for the overnight lows. So here's kind of a sampling later tonight around 10 o'clock. Temperatures are in the 20s, but then as we get closer toward daybreak tomorrow, temperatures are in the single digits and mid-teens, and of course the wind chills would be plus or minus the zero mark. So that's where the cold weather alert's in place until about 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. So upper single digits to mid-teens by early Saturday morning. Now still time to get things done Saturday. It'll just be plenty cold. Highs only in the upper teens and low 20s. It's really tomorrow evening about this time and beyond we should start to see snow overspread the region. Winter storm warnings are in effect. Most of those for our local area going into effect at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. As far as our snow and ice outlook at this particular time, that range of 8 to 12. Again, we could see some freezing rain. That could glaze things with maybe a 1/10 to a 1/4 inch of ice. I think a better icing scenario playing out as we get farther south and east and certainly down toward Richmond. But this is something to watch. Even though it is plenty cold, and it will be plenty cold to start as snow, it's what's happening higher up in the atmosphere, about 5, 8, 10,000 feet, where we get temperatures that are above freezing to melt snowflakes. So here we are tomorrow morning. Might see a little bit of sun, but otherwise it's cloudy. Then we get close to 5, 6 o'clock. The air mass initially dry, but once the snow begins, it'll stick and it'll put down because it'll be so cold, and that takes us through tomorrow night, the overnight period into Sunday morning. Now, as we get into Sunday morning, from really south to north, there'll be a transition for some sleet and for some freezing rain, but generally sleet. It could sleet heavy, and so our big chance to get the accumulation of snow is basically in the overnight period into early Sunday, because this line does look like it's going to advance farther north. So a lot of that is sleet, some of that is freezing rain, and again, sleet does accumulate, but not like snow, and so that could cut back on totals, but still very hazardous conditions, and then the system will pull away as we go into late Sunday night and early on Monday, but hazards will remain because it'll be so cold. So this cold air mass is settling south. The moisture source is coming out of the Pacific and the Gulf. Look at this blossoming of freezing rain and cold rain across the Lone Star State of Texas. That's going to expand across the plains through the mid-Mississippi River Valley, the southeast, and the mid-Atlantic. And again, look at these temperatures. So that's the air mass that's settling in that this storm will be working upon going into the weekend. So tonight, anywhere from the single digits to low teens with those wind chills either side of zero. There's your look at the first alert weather days for the weekend into Monday. But the worst of the storm will be tomorrow night and during the day on Sunday. But these temperatures cannot stress enough how frigid it's going to be after this storm. And whatever's on the ground, snow, ice, it's going to be sticking around for quite a while. We really don't see temperatures maybe coming above freezing until maybe the start of February.
Goodness, we have a lot to look out for.
Yes, we do.
Be
Preparations,
safe. Be safe.
preparations, they should be ongoing right now.